Welcome back to something completely off topic, because we're going to be talking about camera sides instead, going to that dark world. Because actually I do kind of like that side. In fact, when I was in film school, that was my original hope, dream to focus on. So even though I'm fully focused and definitely much more enjoying the sound department instead, I still like, I have a soft spot for cameras and a bit of a nerd in that, and I shoot a little bit now and then, not just with my Panasonic G6 like I am right now. Got the 14mm lens with a wide angle adapter on it for a change from my normal SLR Magic today. Still running my Aputure A.Lav though into it. Anyway, one of my mini cameras I have is this Sony F3, which is, as you can see, a bit of a beefy, heavy camera, but I do really like it, especially with the way I've got it set up with the shoulder rig. Actually, I've got a better shoulder rig pad than this, and the rails. And I quite like my, I've got the Zagutu accessory here, and this is a really solid and secure, much better than using like a Magic arm to then mount my Atmos recorder with it. And the Sony F3 is pretty sweet. In fact, I'd say if you're just doing like 1080, 60p or less, then it's definitely a better choice than say an FS7. But the F3 is just very much fallen out of favour. Because it's not 4K like an FS7 and other cameras are. But anyway, I've had it for quite a few years, and I imagine I'll probably be having it for more years to come. Because why do I really need to buy another camera? Because that's not my focus these days. Although I still want, but I want and need different things. But anyway, I thought I'm generally trying to avoid spending really money on camera stuff. But if I do, I want it more to just be little small details to improve what I already have. And so one example is tripods. So I have quite a lot of tripods. I have, for instance, the tripod I'm shooting on right now. This is actually the same as KMTV's cheapest one. It's super lightweight and folds down really small. I actually quite like this. It's my favorite one. I just want something small to travel with. Then I've got, this is a bit beefier one. Here is my very first tripod I ever had when I was a film school student, and it's a 75mm bulb head. But it's just it's maybe showing its age and can't really support the full weight of the F3 when it's all rigged up. So that's kind of why I need something bigger and beefier than this. And I've got more tripods around here. I was going to go hey look, I even got broken tripods. Not sure why I still got this one. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm going to actually need to figure out where I can find a replacement one of these, the plates, because that should only be a couple of bucks. Then I'll have this will be working again. And then another broken one. Actually, that is properly snapped off. I probably should just throw that one away. Anyway, so yes, it's been my plan pretty much shortly after when I bought the F3 some years ago to actually upgrade my tripod once I realised that this tripod wasn't really quite up to the job. I mean, it does, but also it doesn't. It's just on that edge, it was a bit iffy. So really had been on my to-do list for a while, and I got a pretty good bargain on this really sweet Vinten fluid head. I mean, back in the day, one of these would have been, I don't know, 10 grand or something insanely expensive. But it's a really good fluid head, and it's a bigger bowl size. It's a 100mm bowl size as opposed to 75mm bowl size. It won't work with those legs. I've got up here the VCTU14 plate, which is my favorite way to snap on and off a camera. So it sort of comes down in like this, snaps down. Then to release the camera, you just let this part come down. It's quite nice. Anyway, sidetracks. So this is a sweet tripod head, but the legs I came with were actually mostly broken. So or at least one of the stages of the legs didn't work. So it kind of was, I guess, sort of baby legs. So that's kind of why I got this tripod so cheap, even though it had a really, really, really nice head on it. But so I was kind of looking around for a replacement for the legs, and I got another pair of like second-hand legs, just the legs part, for like $100 or something. And so that was pretty good, but then they were kind of on their last legs, haha. And that actually didn't last out too well. Anyway, I kind of really stopped hunting around for more because I basically actually bought my F3 back then pretty much when I was at that junction between like, oh yeah, I'm going to fully focus on sound now or do camera. And yeah, so it was sort of a funny timing that I bought the F3. It was pretty much just before I actually like changed my mind and went, no, I'm going to fully focus on sound. But I don't regret it at all. Like the F3 is a fantastic camera, but it does mean like I didn't perhaps fully finalize all the bits and pieces that I want to finish around the F3 to really like make myself super happy with it. And so one of the things was I really wanted to properly upgrade the legs, and I finally got around to going, you know what, let's splurge out on a proper decent pair of 100mm bowl legs for my F3, or rather for the fluid head for the F3. And this is what that is. I'm going to unbox that. So basically this here is again from KMTV, and it's basically the cheapest 100mm bowl size legs. Because yeah, I have to get a 100mm bowl to fit in with this, because that's what the bowl size here drops in. And yeah, this is the cheapest. So like, I think they were about $188 American, probably with free shipping. And yeah, absolute rip-roaring bargain. The only downside I might say is that aluminium, which make them a bit heavier. But the exact identical model of this, that's carbon fiber legs instead, was literally double the price, which is still like really cheap for like tripod legs of that size, a 100mm bowl. But yeah, I just thought, why spend double the money on something that is not my professional focus? It's just a bit of a hobby side thing I'm doing. I don't mind the extra bit of weight for my occasional shooting. Let's get the heavier aluminium legs instead of the carbon fiber ones. So yeah, let's open that up. And have a look. Sweet! So one of the things I'm excited to see is that, hey, it comes along with its own bag. Hopefully it has enough space up here at the top to still leave the head on when I put it inside the case again. But it does look like it's going to have enough space at the top because, yeah, look at all that space up there. Should be okay. Although I reckon we'll probably have to take off this plate, VCT plate, to really make it fit in. So yeah, let's have a look at this bag. Like, some bags are like, they do fall apart quickly, but I do like that it's going to reinforce a little bit around here at the edge of the zips. So maybe it won't be that bad. Because yeah, I bought like this cheap boom pole from AliExpress. And I've actually, yeah, I bought a few, but this particular one, man, like the first real time it's going to be used, so it's like giving it out to a friend to borrow for a shoot. The case for it just fell apart in the zip. Kind of a bit disappointing. Okay, definitely was sent nicely with some bubble wrap and extra wrapping around it. Okay, cool. I mean, not only was the aluminium, you know, cheaper, it could quite well be, you know, stronger, because it is like more solid, I reckon, than maybe risking like carbon fiber being damaged. So yeah, look at that. And yes, this is going to be a 3-stage legs, so it's going to get up to quite a nice height for me. That'll be perfectly sufficient for my normal operation. There we go. And if I was to stand up, so I actually forget the exact size it's measured at. Whoa. And let's see, it is not as tall as me, and I'm 190, and it's maybe like 180, but of course you don't have the leg straight up. You would angle it like this, so then it's about, yeah, I don't know, well over 5 feet anyway, but less than 6. Cool. That's definitely plenty working height for me. Okay. And it can go super low too, because these at the top will click in, so you can sort of lock it in part way, or you can spread it out fully, like this, and that'll allow you to get like really low shots because it comes out so low. So don't even need really baby legs as well. You can do both jobs. Cool. Oh yeah, and it has a bubble here as well. Cool. And oh, hang on. Look at that. It's actually got, how did I not notice this? If I just bring this in and you can take a look. Whoa, let's not block the light. Yeah, you can see it's just got like a very flat head on it. So it does actually have a ball underneath. If I open it up and bring it back in, you can sort of see underneath there. Just bring this light in. Whatever. Yeah, so it's like the bowl underneath here, and I would assume that's a 100mm bowl size, but it has got yeah, it's actually got a flat here. So if you've got some kind of flat mount, I don't have one. I've got a flat mount tripod head on this one I'm shooting with at the moment. But basically there's two different kinds of tripod heads in general. You've got the kinds with the bowls, and that allows you to then loosen this up and be able to sort of adjust it before tightening it down, so that if the legs or the ground underneath are not perfectly flat, you can just get it so that it's level with a spirit bubble. But then you've also got these flat mount ones, which are, I guess, a more simpler design, and it's useful for some other things, which I'll actually be talking about in a minute. But yeah, so there's actually three Allen bolts here at the end, and so you can unscrew these Allen bolts. If I know where I put my Allen bolts are. My Allen key sets is, I know where it is, I just can't quite see it from here. Never mind. So yeah, you could unscrew the top, and so you could either use it with either the flat or with my bowl head, which I'm almost certain it should fit, but it'd be quite nice to actually pull this off and be able to know for certain. Is that like a double-sided? Cool, so I guess that's something I was not expecting. I wasn't expecting to be used with both flat and bowl, but that's fine. I mean, I'm only wanting to use it for bowl. I knew my, actually I can demonstrate a bowl head with my old original one. Cool, let's do this. This is with the much smaller 75, maybe even 65mm bowl. So yeah, you can see it comes out here. There. So slow when you're recording yourself. Okay. Not gonna anyway, you can see how the tripod here is completely like firm, but I can move this around here, so if the camera's on top, I can then tighten it up here or there, depending upon, if it's a little bit off of the angle, I can correct that. So that's basically the benefit of a bowl head. Anyway, going back to the topic of flat mount ones, because that's actually onto my next topic. Another thing with my F3 that I kind of wanted to improve upon with the rest of the support system for it. It's not just better legs for the tripod here that I've got, but also I wanted a monopod setup, because I'm actually a really big fan of monopods. I've got like 2 or 3 of these, and this is the main one. You might wonder, why do I have so many tripods? I used to shoot weddings quite often. Back when I was in film school, I just came out of film school. Did lots and lots of weddings, and weddings always multi-camera, so I had lots of cameras and lots of cheap tripods for it. Anyway, this here is the, how do I pronounce it? Sirui, S-I-R-U-I. It's the, I forget which model number this is. Here it is. Sirui P-424S. It is their carbon fiber version, and it holds like a ridiculous amount of weight. It holds like 20 kilos or something. Oh, by the way, these legs from KMTV are rated for, I think, 25 kilos? Anyway, definitely way more than I need. It's definitely nice for it to be like over the top, over-engineered. So yep, anyway, cool. Anyway, this monopod I really, really like, because it's got, this here folds out. It gives you a really stable platform. In fact, you could almost use it as like a tripod. It's so stable once you locked it off. So long as you don't think someone's walking by and they might bump it. You can take off this tip at the bottom. You've got like a spike that you can, oh no, actually you take this off and swap it out with the rubber for a spike. So if you're shooting outdoors, you might want to use the spike instead of the rubber, but you can use the rubber if you're indoors and don't want to damage stuff. So that's helpful. It's got the ability to sort of allow you to sort of have the foot but sort of sway around and move, because this swivel part here will swivel. If you don't want to swivel, say you're locking it off for kind of more like tripod shot, it will lock down like that. You can even completely remove this whole bottom foot tripod part. Of course, you can extend it out and it goes like really high. And then up at the top, you can actually get kind of really smooth pans by just loosening this up, and then this will just move around so smooth. It's really nice. So yeah, there's definitely lots of things I like about this, but the really big thing, the downside is you've just got this, oh yeah, on the top, you can also switch out from this smaller screw type, like for like a little mirrorless camera, or you can have the bigger screw type, like if you wanted to be using it with, say, an F3 or any of those more heavy duty camcorders. Cool, anyway, put that back. But yeah, the downside of this though is, if you want to do sort of really big tilting up or down shots, you can't. I mean, you've got the little bit of tilt that, if I just loosen this up, you've got the little bit of tilt that you can get from the foot of the tripod. But you can't do like proper really big tilts because there's no head on the top here, just this flat mount. So that's why I need a fluid head that has got a flat mount on it. I was talking about, like, how you might sometimes want them not in the bowl kinds, but flat. So that is where, did I just misplace that? Oh, here it is, cool. That's why I ordered this. What I spent on that, it was something like 60 or 70 bucks American. Again, with free shipping, I bet, from AliExpress. So yeah, I just needed something that I want it to be, it doesn't need to be rated quite as high as the 25 kilos that this monopod is, but I want it to be rated a heavy enough weight head to still use my F3 on together with this. So then I can really because tripods are a really good staple that everybody should have in their equipment, but I'm a really big fan of shooting on a monopod. It's really fast run and gun kind of stuff that it's still, it's that you can get quite a wide variety of shots if you play around with. Anyway, I'll talk some other time about how awesome monopods are for at least styles of shooting you can do with it. It is. I think the monopod is like one of the most versatile tools there are, but everybody has their favourite. Anyway, got me a bit of a caveman savage here, and just utterly whip at this with a knife, and you can enjoy probably some blood spurt out when I accidentally stab myself by accident. That will happen definitely in one of these videos. Which I think I did do that once, but I live to speak again till another tale. Cool. And here's that head. Everybody likes a good head. So yeah, I've got like a nice pair of legs now. All I need is a good head. Cool. Did this not come with an arm? Fair to say. Aha. Oh man, it even comes with instructions. Or, wait, no, product description. Oh yeah, I guess kind of instructions, more like, yeah, just description. And, yep, it's a mixture of Yeah, English and Chinese, half in each. Anyway, it's called the Miliboo MYT801. Yeah, Miliboo MYT801. There it is. I've actually had one or two monopods that are Miliboo brand, and I've actually really liked the Miliboo branded boom poles. Yeah, so that kind of gave me, like, when I was looking around trying to decide exactly which tripod head to get, it made me a bit more confident about, yeah, let's go with Miliboo, because so far so good luck with them. Anyway, this screws on the side with a handle. And yeah, and like also having a handle when I'm using the monopod will just give me like that extra point of contact. It will help with stability as well. And yeah, so you can see it's got a flat mount here. Oh yeah, so this will need, take this out. Oh yeah. This will need this little thing on the end to switch around from the little smaller screw to the bigger screw, because it needs that for the bottom of this. Cool. And fantastic. Oh yes, and it's got a little like bubble on this, which is good, because I don't think this monopod has a bubble. Let's say, never realised like how hard things are to do to talk and do at the same time. But yeah, whatever. That will screw in fine. Oh, you got tension release here, and yeah, I mean you can see this is a copy of. It looks very similar to what's it? Forgot which one. It kind of looks like this with the open style and the big red ones. But yeah, I've seen it around before. Yeah, cool. Anyway, I will be using these two together and looking forward to how they work out. I'm not really sure when I'm going to next use my F3, because as I said, I don't use that much camera shooting. Although, probably might start doing a bit more of my vlogs, unboxings and chats like this using my F3. But I still like my G6. On which point, actually, they did just announce the Panasonic G90, which is I'm really excited about. Not because there's anything excited about the G90 specifically. I think it was a fairly small upgrade. But it means the previous camera, the G85, should hopefully start to see a big price drop on eBay, and I can pick that up as my upgrade for my G6. So sometime, later this year, no rush. Anyway, that's enough of the talking about this and the legs to, enough distractions about cameras. Let's come back and talk about something more sound related next time. See ya.